But we should walk. This should be one of the most convincing wins that we've ever played Northwestern. It's at home. Something we didn't talk about before. It's a night game. It's at home. Weather is completely clear.
This is the first
60,
night game
degrees.
in Memorial Stadium.
Yep.
Huge.
He predicts another L.
Oh, wow. I quit. I put the headphones down and
Doubling
leave.
down. We're taking a loss.
When Omar caught those couple passes in the Oklahoma game, and you saw him kind of like high stepping, he looked like DK Metcalf.
Yeah, bro. He looked
Those
like
Oklahoma dudes were like, I don't fuck with this 6'4" motherfucker, dude. He is scary, bro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you're
Welcome.
not supposed to say the one.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Welcome back to the Stock Talk, folks. We're here for a special episode with our boy, Andrew Blankenship.
Yes.
Better known as Andy B.
Yes, that is what I'm known.
He is our social media coordinator. That is a big name, and I just made it up.
For sure, I like it. Sounds
That's the
official.
real deal.
He runs a Twitter. Dude's all over it.
He probably shouts us out more than anyone else.
Yeah.
I love shout-outs. They work.
Less than I do.
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter enough.
Shout-outs work. No free shout-outs, but like
Facts.
from me to you boys, for sure.
Shout-outs.
Speaking of shout-outs, our Twitter, too, is kind of rolling right now, too. It's,
Yes.
At
Stock
Talkin'.
Talkin'. All one word.
All one word.
Yep.
You'll know us from our emblem. That doesn't looks nothing like that, but check it out, folks. How we liking it.
For sure.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
We,
so to
tweet on-
record this, we weren't gonna get into. We were gonna hop straight into the game breakdown, but really quick, we pull all this shit from. We're in the school right now, in a school on campus, and we pull all this shit into this room, and we record this podcast. Like none of this stuff belongs to us, so we just really have fun mainly. Loving the criticism. We're trying to get better. So with that, what are we doing today, boys?
Talking about Nebraska and
Northwestern, bro.
We are. Cam's just laughing. He's making me giggle.
We're talking about Nebraska.
We're talking about Nebraska and Northwestern.
What color is Northwestern again? Just kidding.
We know our stuff,
God damn,
kind of.
they're purple.
They're purple
Fucking
and white.
hell.
Purple and white, suburb
Little
of Chicago.
black. Under Armour. Yup. Under Armour.
Yep.
Under Armour, that's right.
Yup. They're bad this year, so we're
They're
gonna start
terrible.
there. What is up with Northwestern this year?
Honestly, here's my deal. I don't think they were that good last season to begin with. I think they're always
What?
because looking back to last season, what happened? Nebraska had a pretty poor season last year. We were 3-5, COVID year, weird,
But
whatever.
you just said that Northwestern was bad, and they went to the Big Ten championship and gave
This
Justin
is true.
Fields a hard time.
This is true, but they were also ranked 10 in the nation when we played them. They obviously were not 10th in the nation.
Sure.
And last year we lost 21 to like 13 against them. We lost by one score to this 10 in the nation, Northwestern. I think we've improved for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Miles
So-
Farmer had 2 interceptions in that game. I'm pretty sure McCaffrey threw it kind of bad, and we talked about it in our first podcast.
Right.
We don't want to. It's water under the bridge. Fuck McCaffrey. It doesn't matter. Not
Yeah.
fuck McCaffrey, but fuck talking about him because he's moving on.
Right, that's
And
the
we're moved
past.
on. But yeah, so your point is that Northwestern was good last year. We're better now. They're
Than we were
worse
last
this year.
Exactly. It's a winnable game for sure.
Definitely a winnable game.
And if we want to make a bowl game, if we want to hit 6 wins, that's one of the ones on
We
my list
have
of
to
must
win.
wins.
We
That's one that we
cannot
can't
overlook
drop.
Definitely a must win, which is crazy because Cury had us. You have us losing. You had us losing to
I predict-
Northwestern at the beginning.
I predicted us losing.
That's
it's
a hot
okay
take.
to change now. Later on in the video,
Right.
we're going to get into our predictions for the actual game.
It's a very
A
hot
lot
take.
has changed now.
Right.
For
My
sure.
reasoning for this, too, was going off the fact that they were a ranked team last season, and I expected them. I mean, I didn't follow any of their offseason, any of their preseason, anything like that, because I wasn't too concerned, to be completely honest. But I definitely do. I do think now that it is a win. It should be. It should be a win.
And why? Because what's been happening this year so far with Northwestern? So they've lost to Michigan State,
And I thought
a good Michigan State team.
I didn't think Michigan State was going to look so good. That surprised me.
For sure.
I thought that whole game was just
Their
gonna
running
be
back is outstanding.
I thought that game was going to be a circus.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I'll dive into his running ability later for sure.
The Michigan State guys?
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to.
Really? Well, so here, what I was going to
That's
say.
for tomorrow.
True, that is for tomorrow. We already talked about that.
We
Yeah.
talked about that.
Good,
But
thank you.
back to it. So they lost to Northwestern, Northwestern beat. Fuck, what am I saying?
Michigan State.
Michigan State beat Northwestern.
Yes.
No one was expecting it. Everyone was expecting a good Northwestern team last year.
Right.
Everyone was throwing Michigan State under the bus this year. Like who knows what they're going to be?
And Michigan State just ran against them. They kept it on the ground, and Northwestern could not handle it.
And they got a good O-line. They lost a really good cornerback. Northwestern did, Greg Newsome. He went to the Browns, but they lost him. That was huge.
Yep.
They have one good player in their backfield. I believe it's Brandon Joseph. I mean, I'm sure they'll have better players eventually, but
for sure,
right now it's Brandon Joseph. But yeah, and then they lose to Duke.
Yeah.
Last week, which when this is posted, it's going to be a week and a half prior to this.
And Duke is not a good team. I mean, Duke is historically a 500 football program.
They have a decent coach, but their coach hasn't been able to really bring it around.
Nope.
Yeah, and that Duke game, if you watch it, it was really just Duke figured out a way to beat them. Northwestern didn't figure out how to beat them. And something else that I noticed about that game, Northwestern's defense is not super together.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of blown coverages, a lot of bad assignments by the linebackers, not filling gaps. And
True.
You could visibly see them mad at each other.
Right.
And that's a big part.
Their chemistry
too.
is not there.
That's
exactly.
A big part too, with where I think what Nebraska can capitalize on is, I think Adrian's just going to throw it over the top. Find his,
because we learned in the Oklahoma game that he's capable of that now.
He's capable of throwing it over the top. However,
Bets can get loose.
One thing that made me very mad in the Oklahoma game is he consistently always threw it above the receivers, and he put our receivers at risk way too many times. I don't know if you noticed that. I mean, there was one that really sticks with me vividly. He threw on probably like 3 feet above Austin Allen's head, and he jumped up and caught it, but he got drilled really hard.
No, it was Xavier Betts.
Xavier Betts, right.
Yep.
He threw it behind Austin Allen.
On that fourth down and 3.
Which is still Austin Allen. Austin Allen is a big guy, and he's really athletic, and he made the play. But like, there's no reason that ball shouldn't have been like where he was running to, and he should have been able to keep going, you know.
For sure.
He kind of had to make the play on the ball.
Yeah. With that being said, Adrian is still doing so much better than we ever expected. Like,
we've seen growth for
he's
sure.
playing so much better since the Illinois game.
He needs to protect the receivers, though.
Definitely, yeah.
Two things that I think Adrian is going to be able to capitalize on with this Northwestern game is, like I said, throwing over the top, finding his receivers, finding his tight ends. I mean, just those quick little slant plays and everything like that get 10, 15, 20 yards consistently throughout the game. Also, his run game. That was another big one that kind of caught us by surprise, I think, with this whole season, was the fact that he's able to run the ball. He's able to shoot the gaps. He's fast.
Which is interesting because we didn't expect a big gripe coming into the season was we needed to see Adrian toting the ball less because we don't want him to get hurt and we need our running backs to be good.
Right.
So yes, although Adrian is an athlete, he is a playmaker. Like Colin Coward in his videos this week, he was talking about how the quarterback needs to be renamed to playmaker because Lamar Jackson is a playmaker. He is not a cliche quarterback. He's a playmaker. He is
for sure.
That is what the world is turning to.
Yeah.
Adrian is a playmaker, but we don't want to lose him.
Right.
He can sometimes be reckless. We need our running backs we need someone to step up and play the running back well. Who do we think is going to start? I mean, it's tough. Definitely for Michigan State, I think Stepp's going to start because Irvin's out. But
yeah,
I think Stepp is going to be
tough.
the guy from here on out. I think Ramir Johnson was in for the Oklahoma game because he's super quick and we could use him in our pass game. And it showed to work. He had a couple passes and they did really well. One, he should have turned upfield further.
I agree.
He should have done way better. But Stepp is going to be our guy from here on out, I'm guessing.
It just seems like it. I mean, the energy he brings on the field, I mean, the coaches, the players, everyone seems to be in a better energy. They block harder when he's on the field. That's really what it feels like. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's because he can make his way through the whole mess of linemen.
Sure.
You know, and when you got trust that your running back's going to make a move and get through there, you're more inclined to really give it your all.
Sure.
I have a question, too, about the running back situation. Have we heard anything about Gabe's situation?
Patellar tendon. What am I trying to say? He ruptured his patellar tendon. So
okay.
Which is this right here.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because we were thinking ACL right away.
Which is it's the complete opposite of that. So ACL's in the back. Patellar tendon's right here.
Okay.
He had surgery, but those injuries do not. They don't take a toll they don't not take a toll for the rest of his career. Like it's kind of shitty. Like
for real.
Knows? He can definitely bring it back. But it's really sad to see. Good thing he's young, but he has a lot of good football to maybe to play still for Nebraska.
That's rehab is huge on that. Mm-hmm. They really got to push themselves, and he's an athlete, so he's going to do it. You know,
sure. And he's young.
Yeah, he is young. That's the thing that sucks to see about that is that he's young, and if it's something severe, it's kind of tough. Like looking at your future and stuff, and kind of with it.
Better now than in a couple years, though.
True, and
absolutely.
Also, it was early enough in the season where he'll be able to file injury with the NCAA, get another year eligibility if he wants. If he wants, I mean, it was game 4.
True. Yeah, he can still pull. It's crazy. He can still be a redshirt.
When we play a 12-game season, game 4 is fairly early in the season.
That's true.
For
right.
Sure.
Last year when we only played 8 games. Yeah, last year was different because COVID anyway. But
Gotcha.
4 games in the season, you might be able to get that year of eligibility back.
Definitely. Okay, so back to Northwestern. I think that if we get the run game established and like really this should be a good game.
Yeah.
Like as in like we should definitely
play well.
walk away pretty hard. Like obviously Northwestern always plays us really hard, but we should this should be one of the most convincing wins that we've ever played Northwestern. It's at home. Something we didn't talk about before. It's a night game. It's at home. Weather is completely clear.
This is the first
60,
night game
degree.
in Memorial Stadium.
Yep.
Huge.
Kids should be super amped.
Of course.
Obviously Northwestern's going to bring it, but if we want to show who the hell we are this year, and these players do, I think we're going to take it to them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we'll get into predictions in a little bit, but yeah.
One of the things, too, that I remember is in our past, usually, I can't remember what season it was, but we have a tendency to struggle with the teams that we should beat pretty heavily. I mean, especially
because we underestimate it, maybe.
With that Buffalo situation. I mean, that was not as close of a game, but it should have been a much wider gap from
for sure.
score to
refs kind of fucked us over.
Refs screwed us a little bit and missed a couple field goals.
Penalties, field goals. I mean, ton of opportunity there. So we definitely cannot overlook Northwestern. But that being said, I do think it will be a win.
It's going to come down to it every week until we stop beating ourselves. We have to stop beating ourselves. Once we can finally get rid of these self-inflicted errors, then we can finally stop saying it, but we haven't seen them disappear.
For sure. You know what's crazy? It's crazy that we had like 3 false starts in that first possession in the Oklahoma game, and our offense is still potent enough to figure it out, and we still went down and got a field goal on that possession.
We scored on that possession.
Sure, we got to cut the fucking penalties, but right now, we have got to learn how to kick the damn ball.
We need to learn how to kick, for sure.
That is the main thing. Like, it is really sad. Like, this should not be happening right now.
Also, another thing, number 25 came in to kick. I couldn't tell you his name.
It was not on him, though.
It wasn't on him. It was not on him.
Piper got blown up.
And, yeah, people were saying, oh, my gosh, all of our kickers suck. We don't even know. I mean, no kicker was going to get it over.
Suck. I don't think he sucks. He's just having a bad start. He's in his head. It's all between the ears with him. Like,
and Scott Frost hits it on the head. It's all mental, and that's the last thing he wants it to be is a mental issue. Mm-hmm. He was Big Ten Kicker of the Year last year. He's got it in him somewhere. Mm-hmm. We're just not seeing it.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, right now it's all between his, and maybe we figure it out tomorrow. So who knows? But yeah, we got to figure out that kicking situation.
There's a lot of season left for sure.
Yeah. The Northwestern offense is nothing snazzy. They never get many great recruits.
And considering Nebraska held Oklahoma the Blackshirts held Oklahoma to 7 points in the first half.
True.
I mean, that's huge. Coming into that game, the Blackshirts had allowed 31 points. Before the Oklahoma game, our defense was averaging 10.3 points allowed per game.
Wow.
That's against Illinois, Fordham, and Buffalo. So that's a pretty big number.
But, yeah.
I mean, the fact that the other teams are scoring on average 10 points a game is huge.
Right. And then we go and play Oklahoma, and we kind of prove that we still have it.
Then we prove we still got it, and I get it. That's to play that good of football for 2 halves against a super physical Oklahoma team is tough. But it's like we still showed for the first half we had it.
Yeah.
That's another thing, too, is that, like, starting off that Oklahoma game when we had those, I mean, right off the rip, 2 false starts.
The false starts, oh, my gosh, they hurt to watch.
I mean, we had our head in our palms at, like, those first 2 plays and everything like that. Because we were like, here we go again. Here it is. Oklahoma, we were excited for this game.
And we were lucky to walk away with that 51-yard field goal, too.
That's what I'm saying, is that
that goes to show he has it.
He has it. Yeah, he put it in from 51. I mean...
Yeah. And we know how to dig ourselves out of those graves that we dig for ourselves, you know?
Also, I think he, hit the crowbar from the 50.
Wait, what?
I think he hit the crowbar from the 50, hit the post.
Did he? I don't know.
It was pretty close from the 50. I think he hit the post.
Gotcha. Either way, our defense is stellar this year.
Defense is great.
Let's get into this, into the segment that we want to do. What do we think is going to be the breakout stat? I think the big thing, so we haven't seen anything since the Illinois game as far as sacks go. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think in the Northwestern game, I think Caleb Tanner is going to have a sack. I think Feldarius is going to have a sack. I think Garrett Nelson is going to have a sack. I think we're going to have sacks for days.
For sure.
In that game.
I agree, honestly. I would say we have it 2 for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for my Big Mac sack. We didn't get one. We didn't get one against Oklahoma. That hurt.
I know.
For real.
Like my tummy's kind of been. Yeah. So I'm ready for the Big Mac sack to be back, and I think it's definitely going to happen against Northwestern. It just,
Yeah. So that's mine. I think we're gonna have some sacks. I think that's gonna be one of the biggest takeaways from the game.
I think we're not gonna turn the ball over.
Okay.
I think we have 1 turnover.
Our main issue is Adrian fumbling. When he throws it well, he's fine. When he doesn't try and control the game all himself, we're fine.
Right. I'm gonna say we probably give up 1 fumble.
What?
I don't even. No, I said we're gonna turn it over 1 time.
Oh.
One
my
time.
bad.
So I think it's probably going to be a fumble, I'm going to say.
Okay.
I'm going to say it doesn't hurt us.
Do you think we still so we have a fumble. Do we still win the turnover battle? Do they have maybe a couple as well?
I say we win the turnover battle for sure, man.
So you're thinking like Deontay Williams gets another pick. Like
Yeah.
Cam maybe finally has a breakout game where he gets a pick 6 or like.
We can.
Because we haven't seen much from Cam.
That's my prediction.
Cam.
I think we can
That's my
pick the ball a
prediction.
couple times.
Cam's got to step up, dude.
That's my prediction. Pick 6, Cam.
Okay.
Pick six, wow.
Cam.
I fuck with that.
Absolutely. I think he's due. Dude's overdue. He's got to get some big defensive plays in. Other teams have been tiptoeing around him, which shows he's a dangerous player. And they know
for sure.
it.
And that can definitely be a turning point in a game too. When you watch your teammate take it back, who cares how far it is? When you see a defensive player score a tutty, that's huge, man.
That's so fucking dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was listening to the press conference this week, and Frost was asked about Cam. He was like, "What's going on with Cam? Like, he's kind of trying too hard to make plays right now. Like in the Oklahoma game, he kind of what's the word?
Overcompensated.
Yep, kind of jumped and like maybe missed a few things that he should. Like, wasn't super assignment sound. And Frost is just like, he's just got to stick to his job. He's trying too hard to make plays. He's that kind of player though. He wants to play well for the team.
He's hungry,
right?
But he's got to realize that his job comes first.
Yeah,
he's super hungry. But again, that makes when you're too hungry, like maybe you maybe start playing dumber than you should.
But Scott's saying it in the press conference. I mean, he's hearing it, right? So he knows he's gonna absorb that information. Hopefully he capitalizes on it.
Yeah.
Changes his style.
Sure. And we figured out that Cam is not the best in the backfield.
Right.
We were getting a little too far away from Northwestern.
So
when Omar caught those couple passes in the Oklahoma game, and you saw him kind of like high stepping, he looked like DK Metcalf. Out there,
bro. He looked
those
like,
Oklahoma dudes were like, I don't fuck with this 6'4" motherfucker, dude. He is scary, bro.
I actually know a couple people that were at the Oklahoma game, and I heard the Oklahoma fans were like kind of shitting their pants, like, and all the way through almost the whole game.
Bro, imagine hearing that dude's like, imagine like an Oklahoma boy probably like, yeah, what's up, boy? What's good, boy? And then Omar just goes, yo, shut the fuck up. Like he like does his like deep voice. Like I bet they're all like, oh. and then Omar goes straight into the huddle and he's like, Adrian, throw it to me on this one. These are some kids.
And it's just his swagger like scares people on the field, which is great.
For real. He is the walking swagger.
For sure.
I think he's gonna have a ton of good playing time with this Northwestern game. He's gonna make some great catches. I mean, we saw it happen with the Oklahoma game. I mean, he was all over the place.
I say it's
was
insane.
I say it's Adrian Martinez has this breakout game. I mean, he played good against Oklahoma, but we haven't
one of his best games ever.
We haven't seen a game where we won because of him, and I'm ready to see it happen. I think it's about to happen right now.
That is interesting. You're right.
I would.
Right, he's so due. He's so close, and I'm in Omaha. They're in Lincoln. There's a lot of people in Omaha that give up on the Huskers way easier than people in Lincoln, and you hear so much Adrian Martinez slander, and it's like he's an athlete, he's got it in him, and I'm ready to see it. I think it's bound to happen.
That's a good point, though. I don't think he's ever been the reason why we win a game. He always gets those 1 minute chances in the fourth quarter, and then he never really puts anything together.
Right.
Like we talked about, he doesn't have that like Justin Fields demeanor, that mentality. So back to what I was saying. I think that we're going to have an over-the-top pass to Omar, because Omar is going to break out, like you said. I think the Oklahoma game was it for him, and if he can do it against Oklahoma, he can do it against anyone.
For sure.
Ohio State, they have a worse backfield than Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma doesn't have the best defense ever, but I think we're definitely going to see an over-the-top pass to Omar. Omar's going to click in, but I think we're going to see another Xavier burner. Okay. Xavier is dirty downfield for a touchdown.
I like what you were saying
Over
about Omar
yards.
Because with all sports, how it goes is you find your rhythm. I never played football, but I played baseball, and it's sometimes you'd be going through a hitting slump, and then you'd hit the ball, you'd see it really well, and then you'd hit the ball a 9-game hitting streak, something like that. When you find your rhythm, you're going to build off it. And
the second you're in that positive like I can do anything mindset.
Especially D1, like peak athletes, they know this better than anyone else. For sure.
Especially professional athletes, like
sure.
That's all that matters. Once you get everything physical right and like your training is right.
Sorry about that.
God damn. This dude has fucking flash on for his notifications.
Flash notifications.
That tells you anything about Andy B right there.
Honestly, the truth is because my dad would always get really mad at me, like because my phone would always go.
Shout out Andy's dad. No free shout outs.
No free shout outs.
What's his name again?
Jason.
Fuck Jason.
So it would always go ba-ding, and he'd be like, "Whose phone is beeping?" And I'd be like, "Sorry, Dad." So like, I just put it on flash one day, and then he stopped yelling at me. So
then he had an epileptic seizure, and then I was like, "God, fuck." Dude.
For sure, I
can't win with Jason, dude.
And now Thomas tries to grab your phone every time you get a text or something like that.
I know Thomas always grabs it. Yeah. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm gonna leave phoneless.
So yeah, back to the game. So yeah, those are my things. Who else is gonna have a breakout game? You were kind of saying Omar as well.
Omar.
So you can double down on Omar for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone on defense that we think is just gonna fucking is it Cam?
I would love to see it be Cam.
Right.
I mean, and we were seeing it in the Oklahoma game too. I mean, wow, his physicality. Oh, it was there.
And Quentin Newsome is really underrated. Number 6, our opposing DB.
Yep.
He's starting to play really well because they'll target him. They'll target our weak side our weak side DB.
Mm-hmm.
But Quentin usually comes out there and he plays really well.
Yep.
So
That's something too with like Cam at the end there. I think he's gonna be quiet until he gets my predicted pick 6. I'm documenting that right now.
that is my pick 6.
Hey, when it happens, it's gonna be huge.
No, for sure.
We're gonna look back. We're gonna be going crazy.
Be quiet until he gets that pick 6, and then dude's gonna go off. I think that's gonna be his Omar breakthrough, his Omar touchdown pass,
Sure.
or touchdown catch.
Sure, because we were thinking Cam maybe first round this year if he played as perfect as he could because he has the dog mentality more than anyone else.
No, absolutely.
He just got to do a few more things right on field. He's got to be more job sound.
Yep.
Another thing that's not a player, but what I think is going to be huge for the game is the fact that we talked about it earlier. It's a home game, Memorial Stadium at night. That's huge.
Great weather, fall weather, like right now.
Fall weather.
We're gonna talk about fall weather.
Of course, it's going to be a sellout. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Packed
I
house.
mean, they're gonna buy out the seats. Like that's what they do.
Right, they do it either way, but this is going to be a fan sellout. It's going to be packed seats. The weather is going to be perfect, and man, the energy is going to be there. And gosh, I haven't felt that energy in Memorial Stadium in a few seasons. And
It's been a while.
against Northwestern is where it comes back.
The main thing is gonna be the late at night.
We play Northwestern
weather.
tight. We always play Northwestern, and we always play Iowa tight. Those are the two teams. We always play them super tight, so the fans show up for these games.
Facts.
And if we could just, I mean, I'd love to blow them out of the water, but if we could win in a tight game where the fans are on their seat their whole game, and because last season we lost a lot of points by it seemed like one score, single digits. You know, if we could have one of those games where it's a tight game,
figured out.
where if we can have one of these one-score games that we win and it finally the tides turn. It goes from we lose these one-score games to we win the one-score games. That's the difference.
Exactly. Amen. So, should we get into some predictions for the Northwestern game?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
You want to start off? I got to think about mine. But
I was going to say, I haven't really been I didn't think about this ahead of time. I should have.
Real quick, what's our main synopsis of the game? I think we always play Northwestern really tight, but I think this is going to be the year where we're a little better and they're a little worse. So maybe, and it's late at night.
I think we
at
win
Memorial
for
Stadium.
sure.
This might be the most blown out Northwestern game potentially that we've ever played. But again, Cury had us losing at the beginning, and this boy, look at his eyes. He knows more than we do. So
He's thinking.
I'm thinking.
he predicts another L.
Oh, wow. I'd quit. I'd put the headphones down and
Doubling
leave.
down. We're taking a loss. Yeah. I think I'm gonna say 35-30 Skurs.
Decent.
35-30. Anything else about the game? Any important key factors?
Yeah. Last thoughts?
Cam was pick 6. It's happening. Be ready for it. Omar with a few more Superman catches. And Adrian's going to run the ball.
Okay.
Take it to the bank.
I like that. I like it a lot.
30.
Okay. What's yours?
Oh, wow. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game, actually.
Interesting.
I guess for us.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't think our defense is going to
Same thoughts.
I don't think our defense is going to disappear just cuz I don't.
Facts.
I'm saying 41-17.
Oh my, that is so close to what mine
Huge
is gonna
win.
be.
Huge win. I'm
Okay.
saying we win the turnover battle. That's huge. I'm saying we win the turnover battle.
For sure. Again, maybe it's a pick 6.
I'm saying a pick 6. I'm saying overall Northwestern turns the ball over twice. We turn it over once.
Okay.
So I'm saying we have less turnovers than them, and I'm saying we only miss one field goal. I'm still saying we miss field goal. I'm saying Connor Culp goes 1 for 2 for field goals. The rest of our scores are from touchdowns.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, that doesn't really line up at all. Because if it would be one
I guess
field goal.
One field goal. I was thinking 2 field goals. He goes 2 for 3.
Okay, 2 for 3. Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was at because
Gotcha.
I was 31, and then I was like another 10 on top of that. 2 field goals. He goes 2 for 3.
Okay. That's fair.
Which I still hate to say, but it's like I just can't see him having a perfect game.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Damn. I'm going to go. I think we're going to have 6 touchdowns. It feels really, really like a reach. But I'm thinking. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking 45. I think we're going to score one field goal. It's going to be 1 for 2. And he's probably going to kick. He's probably going to make the longer one because he's fucking weird.
I was 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals. You're
6
6
touchdowns,
touchdowns, 1 field goal. Okay.
I don't think they're going to score 17. I think our defense is going to shut them the fuck up. I'm thinking 10 or 14. I'm going to go 45-14. I'll go 45-14.
45-14. I like it.
No, 45-13. They're going to have 2 field goals instead of 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
I'll go there.
I like it.
45-13.
I'm going back. I'm putting us at 40. I'm saying we miss an extra point too. It just feels like Nebraska.
No way.
I just haven't seen a game where it's like, wow, he's gonna Connor
has
Copeland's
no
gonna
faith.
play a great game. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are our Northwestern breakdowns for the game. We're super excited.
Breakdowns.
That shit.
No, that's all good.
That's all right.
Had good flow.
We're pretty excited. Again, late night, fall game. In Memorial
Wow,
Stadium.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, should be a great game. Yeah. So, we'll see you there, Husker fans. But from there, we're going to get into the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
So, biggest news coming in. Obviously, we got Andy on the podcast. That's big. He runs our social media.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
You are welcome. But biggest news is over there. Curly Arms
There he is.
has got some braces on his teeth.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
We're feeling pretty decent tonight, actually. It's not as bad as everyone was telling it was going to be. I'll be completely honest. I was expecting it to be way worse, so I think that's almost better.
Sure.
But everyone's like, dude, your teeth hurt so bad. Like, everything
Telling
just
you
hurts.
what you feel?
Is this your
Yeah.
first time having braces?
It is my first time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm late to the party, but
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. So,
I had braces in 5th grade, so like that hit me. Like when you first get them, like your teeth are kind of sore.
For
like
sure, dude. They
Right.
fuck.
I mean, I'd say it's probably like a week, but it's not like everyone. Oh, it's
Well, every time
terrible
you get 'em
forever.
tightened, they fuck.
You get them tightened, and it's bad for probably like a straight up week.
See, I would go different. I think right when you get them on, they hurt a lot. Every time you tighten, it's like really just the day after. The day
Okay.
and the day after.
For sure, I would agree with
Again, you
that.
take like ibuprofen and you do the wax, right? Like you should be fine.
Ibuprofen is your best friend.
yeah, for real. But yeah, I mean, it's been fine. The only thing is that
Yeah, it
there's
seems
a-
like you've been like just chilling with it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forget that they're there until I start. It's funny actually, because like I usually talk kind of with my like normally like this. but,
And
like,
I just noticed that is kind of your old way of talking.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like with it now, like I lift my lip up and it kind of gives me like a little bit more of an accent. And it's like it feels.
Have
more
you noticed it
natural
with the mic? Because I don't
Like
know what you
hearing
mean by
yourself?
accent. Like you sound pretty much the same, but you probably feel it probably sounds different in your head. Maybe.
I was gonna say, I mean, you sound
Maybe.
you sound like Curry, but
Like you ain't out here like I got braces and now I sound like
No.
this.
But it's like the twang kind of like it's a very 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 subtle twang to like where like you can just kind of like pull your lips up.
Okay.
I didn't notice
Okay.
anything like that until when I put a retainer in. Like I had a pretty bad lisp.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
That's the
like
real
it was
deal.
brutal.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
know that.
But
Retainers
not too
are
bad. Not too bad. We got a long road ahead of us, so doubling down.
Is
getting
it still
ready.
6 months?
I don't even know.
Who
I
knows?
think
They're gonna lie.
I haven't gotten a solid answer from my guy yet, so I don't even know. But we're deep in it already. We're committed.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chilling, good.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Great.
Absolutely.
Weather has been so damn nice lately in Nebraska, y'all. Like,
Oh wow.
there is nothing better than what we are feeling lately.
See, I would
In
disagree.
Nebraska.
I would disagree.
Interesting. Let's debate weather. Let's debate weather.
Let's go.
I wanna get into it.
Because wait, would you agree with
I
me?
would
or-
agree. I would agree. Here's my deal. I was driving home today. I was out with my dad getting lunch, and I drove back up the interstate, drove past that Val's parking lot, and it was
Oh.
full.
We talked about Val's in the last fucking show.
The Val's
dog.
parking lot was
Yep.
full.
Yep.
The people were walking around, and then I got out of the car when we got home, and I just took a deep breath into that like fresh fall air.
Fresh.
Oh my
Crisp,
gosh,
bro.
it is crisp.
It's cold,
That's the
but
word.
it's like cool.
Oh wow.
It's not warm air. Okay, but what? I don't know how you can beat it, dog.
No, I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how right now. I am up at the butt crack of dawn, 5 a.m. We're out there. We're outside. We're working in the garage, right? The morning, sweatshirt weather. It's cold. It's chilly. It's in the 40s, 50s.
Love it.
Borderline 60s. In the afternoon, gets up to the 70s and 80s. So you're going back and forth between sweatshirt weather versus like summer weather, and then you're back to sweatshirt weather by the end of the night.
Okay.
I'd say we almost skipped that. It's
It
been
d- it
pretty
didn't
like
really-
70 and chilly lately, I feel like.
Absolutely not.
I was gonna say, like when I look at my phone, I'm a late nighter, so I stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning. So
Very
like
same.
right about when he's waking up, and like the temperature is like it says like 41.
Yeah.
Like when it's
It
that
is-
time of day, it's cold.
It is kind of that transition, but I guess my argument is, what is your ideal weather? It is kind of like that 65, 70 cool fall air, right?
Consistent, dude. I like consistency. I like when the weather, like when the temperature doesn't go from like 41 to 86 in the same day.
Well, bro, Nebraska ain't the place to be, dog.
Well,
See, I'm kind of a psycho.
But like that's why I'm saying like, what is your ideal weather? Or like ideal temp?
60s, 70s.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, I'm kind of
like,
crazy.
This is where we get I guess this is where we get the most peak of that in our days.
No,
like
that's
from,
what I'm saying.
From like 9 o'clock to
from 9
really,
to 9.
When the sun is out, it is pretty damn ideal. But yeah, when you're up early in the damn morning, it kind of sucks.
And you're outside the entire day too, so it's you really notice the changes. You're not inside. You're
Here's where I'm at. I have a totally different take. I love the fall weather. I mean, in like being in the Midwest, because we get really cold, and we get really hot. It's like,
and like that, it switches.
It's the perfect medium. But like, if I could like pick one place, like one weather, I love humid heat. And some people think that's crazy. I love it, dude.
What?
I love humid heat.
What? Why?
I just love it, man. It makes me feel good. I just want to be out. You know.
Fair, like the sun feels good.
I just feel comfortable in it.
So you would,
Florida.
You would rather
wow.
have that than like when we were in Arizona. Like you didn't like that.
See, that's dry heat, which is
Exactly,
fine.
that's good.
But it's like, man, when you're in Florida and you can just feel that humid heat, and it's like, wow, you just feel your body working a little bit harder. It's nice. I like it.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So everyone
I
I say calls me crazy for it. I love it.
Yeah.
When I went on my visit to Florida Gulf Coast, I wore a sweatshirt on my visit.
Why?
It was comfortable, man.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
I mean, it seems like you're happy, so.
Humid heat.
As long as you're happy. Yeah, as long as you're happy, bro.
Thanks.
But yeah, like I remember a couple days ago. So every morning I'll kind of like make my coffee. Cam and I are like kind of like a happy couple. We'll kind of talk for a little bit, you know, like
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of like makes his eggs and ground beef, and I'll like make my coffee. And then while my coffee is like brewing, I'll go upstairs and go outside and go for a little walk. You know, it's real cute. We're actually like we're like an old couple. We do our thing.
Nice.
So I went upstairs and I went outside that morning, and I looked at the app, my fucking app. It was 63, partly cloudy with not a light breeze, but like a little more than a light breeze. Oh my god,
See, that's gold.
literally.
I get nostalgia from that weather.
Right?
Right.
And that's what it does. It
'Cause, like,
it gives you like that football feel.
As a kid,
that
man,
fall,
I
like,
remember,
like
like,
Halloween feel
Literally playing like football in the front yard with like your neighbors.
on a fucking Husker football game.
That's that nostalgia. And like, oh my gosh.
Deadass.
The game gets over and you go outside and you're pretending to be the Huskers and you're versing the other team.
Wearing your little fucking Rex Burkhead jersey or something.
Talking about that.
And that is that nostalgia
win,
you
but
get
yeah.
from that crisp fall weather.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a feel-good weather.
It is.
It is. I don't think you get that in many others. Like you kind of get like some of that feel in some other seasons, but it's mainly the fall. I don't know what it is. That is so fascinating. Like there needs to be studies on this shit. Like because
For
I feel
sure.
like a lot of people kind of agree. Like there's something about the fall where you get a little more of like you get more like emotion or feel out of like the change.
I mean, it's literally
Super
cuffing
fascinating.
season.
It's
Like
what?
it's cuffing season.
It
Straight
is,
up.
bro. The bitch.
A whole season just because the weather, dude.
It's
don't know.
weird though. It's weird because I think if you compare it to like spring is just, in my opinion, I think spring is gross because you got that snow melting and then you got those weird like cold
Those-
warm days.
Those
Nah.
first like nice days though are fucking heavy.
No, they're
Man,
Bro.
that's what when it's March Madness, it's like first week of March
And it
Madness.
hits
The
70 and the
snow's
snow's
melting.
still out.
Ooh, you're
No,
playing
it's
some
great.
front yard
And
basketball.
you
That's a
smell
whole
you
different
smell the wet
nostalgia.
grass, bro. Oh my god. Wait. Okay, there's something about the change then because that's what it is because you kind of get that with spring
seasons
too.
is fascinating.
Welcome back to the first ever weather podcast, y'all.
Honestly, you have this stuff
crazy.
dissected down to a science, my guy.
Well, I'm running through it right now as we're talking about it.
I think it's the change in seasons.
It
I
is.
think you're right.
It hits. What? It is the change.
Because the extremes are just like, I don't know.
The extremes like
extreme snow, huge emotion. I do
Yeah.
the same for some.
Yeah, but I love snow too. See,
True.
Gosh, I love it all really.
no seasons are dope.
I think okay.
I love it all.
shout out the seasons, y'all.
One thing about living in Nebraska is we really get it all. Like you were saying, not all states get 4 full seasons. And it's
True
like
seasons,
we just
too.
learn to appreciate it all. Like there's a whole different nostalgia with winter. It's like you wake up, you see these big snowflakes coming down, and you check the TV. No school. That's a whole different nostalgia. But it's like
Oh, for
you
real.
appreciate it.
Speaking of no school on snow days.
On snow days, guess who we have on the podcast today, y'all?
This is the owner of Omaha. What is it?
Omaha
Owner
Snow
and
Days.
founder
Omaha Snow
of
Days.
@snowdays_Omaha.
Snowdays_Omaha's the ad.
I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun.
Y'all probably follow this motherfucker more than you think.
You might.
You know this dude.
He started this shit in high school. We were like, Andy was a little
3 years ago now.
fucking entrepreneur. Got on that shit. He was like, there's a demand for snow days.
It just
Snow day
didn't
news
exist.
in Omaha. Didn't exist for real.
It was just run by like KETV and WOWT.
And it was like-
the Miller.
And it would run on the TVs and shit.
superintendent. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Like if you think to literally probably 3 years ago, like I mean, the Millard superintendent tweeted it, so did the Papillion, but like besides that, you had to go and you had to wait and you had to watch the little
grandkids didn't
scroller. You had to watch the scrolling thing in alphabetical order and just hope to see your school.
And there was so much demand for just like checking your Twitter and being like, oh, I don't have school today? Fuck yeah. But the thing about Andy is that he also like made a brand out of it. Like this dude, how many followers do you have?
It's almost 5,000 now.
Dude, you had like 2.5K in like a month or two.
It was the first
This
season.
dude got his name out, y'all. Like
The first
literally hit
season
this boy up for your marketing. That's why you're
grew
on that shit.
tremendously. It was the big deal was first night. I was like, we'll just see how this goes. First night, I had 500 followers before I went to
I
sleep.
remember that. I remember that. You were like keeping us updated too. You
I
were
don't
like sending
even
us
think-
screenshots.
Yeah, I don't even think any of us like really even shouted you out even. Like you just did it organically. You
That was
followed
all.
everyone you needed to.
Right.
Well, and
insane.
didn't KETV like retweet you or something like that?
Someone retweeted me.
Superintendent
Yeah.
like mentioned you or like replied to something you said.
Something
And that's
like
what
that.
you do. You get in the replies.
I would reply to the
And you would
superintendents
go,
because that's
for
what all the
news,
kids were
come
checking.
follow me.
That's right, because all the kids would check on the superintendent, and I was like, why don't give them just a place for every school to come
It
to?
was so smart because everyone would go read those comments under the superintendent's post because they were fucking hilarious.
Because kids would roast the
They would roast the
superintendent,
superintendents,
right?
being like they would make fucking memes, like not like oh fuck you Mr. Whoever, like they would be like memes, like people would go out and fucking make these memes, and they were pretty damn funny.
Right, and the superintendent would shout kids out with good memes. So it was like an
And
interactive,
then,
kind of
like,
like
I
a
think
Reddit deal.
Yeah, and then he got like bullied, and then he ended his threads.
He straight up, he doesn't let people reply
comments
that
anymore,
aren't his followers anymore.
But you got in when you could, and you capitalized on it.
Got
You
in when I
made the most out
could.
of it.
It's fun to run.
He's still doing it.
Coming up on another season, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Made merch and everything.
Snow, dude.
No.
Gosh.
But yeah, Nebraska weather is dope because it gets hot as fuck in the summer and it gets cold as shit in the winter. But there definitely is something special about the change, like the change in the extremes. Because again, in Nebraska, it'll be 91 week and 55 the next, and you feel it quick. It's not like Colorado where it's like kind of 65, 70 all spring, summer, and fall, and then like it's really cold. Like it's like
Right, that's
it's
the deal.
snowing.
Like,
It's snowing
Colorado
one week
is-
in March. The next week it's 70 degrees. Maybe it hits like 80 in that week, and then the next week after it is blizzarding again. So you get like all these like emotions and shit. It's crazy.
Colorado's pretty much 2 seasons.
Yeah,
It's pretty
If you're in
cookie
the mountains,
cutter.
it's way different than if you're not.
True, but
Obviously.
like if
It's
you're
a desert and when you're not in the mountains, then it's Colorado's so fascinating.
right, like Colorado, but
Shout out Colorado.
Wyoming is my place.
Wyoming is our place for sure.
They're neighbors
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Shout out Laramie.
Shout out Laramie for sure.
We might be bunking up there eventually.
Hopefully,
Yeah, we got plans. You might hear about it.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's the weather segment.
that is weather.
Yo, Cam, you might have something to say. What about this Mario movie? Again, Cam is what?
What are you talking about?
We're back like we never left. Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
Our last thing we're going to talk about is this Mario breakdown. But first, I just wanted to say that, again, Cam is probably fired from his job. Just kidding. It's our equipment. He has this nice-ass Sony camera, but, like,
Gosh,
it shuts
it's
off
so
after 30
nice, dude.
minutes, and it's super annoying. And then we record in 4K. Shout out us. We're the real deal.
Shout out us 4K.
Shout out us. This ain't no potato podcast. This ain't no potato cast. But,
Wow, that made me giggle. Potato cast.
I said that joke earlier already, bro. Double whammy.
Yeah, when we hit our 30-minute limit.
Yeah, we weren't even on air. But yeah, we shoot in 4K, so like the SD card just gets filled up quickly, and we do long ass like 30-minute segments. So
For sure.
We're back. Last thing we kind of wanted to touch on was Mario movie. What's it called?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't even seen a trailer. I know
Shit, okay,
nothing about
we
it.
don't even know what we're talking about. That has been the stock talk for this week.
Cam said something about it. I just know Chris Pratt was
Mario.
listed as Mario. Yeah.
And
That's big.
Queen's Gambit bitch is Peach.
No way.
Yes.
Okay, so-
right.
What?
High production.
All respect to her. I do not mean bitch.
Cam, come
yeah,
talk.
Cam needs to
Yeah.
come talk because I
High
think this would be more of his
production.
thing.
Okay, so
Shit, I'm nervous.
I watched it live, like the casting, because I'm always out here and I'm hoping for a Mario Kart game. So me and Derek were watching it, and so out of nowhere they were like, "Chris Pratt is Mario," and I was roaring with laughter. Like that shit was so funny.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Is fucking Chris Pratt? Because he's not Italian, right?
I guess I'm just confused. Like, how are they gonna do that?
Is that like cultural appropriation?
Is it just gonna be like a shitty live action? Like,
no, I think it's animated because it's made by Illumination.
So, like,
it's
he's-
like the Minion movies.
So it's not that he's playing Mario; he's voicing
It's like
Mario.
an animated movie, and they're voicing.
do we
it.
have animation leaks at all?
No.
Because like I wonder if
This
it's,
I think this is
I
coming
wonder if it
out
looks
next.
cool.
So just think of Super Mario World, except like
pretty
3D.
much, but with like a story.
Oh, that was off the whole.
Kind of tight.
No, it wasn't. I heard it all.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you've been talking.
Is it gonna be like the same like classic like bad what is it called, Illumination animation where they're all the same?
It'll probably just be like a bunch of toads that are all just different colors, but it's like then like you got your Mario, your
I
Bowser,
think
but
it'll
it's
be a
like.
pretty bad movie.
Probably, yeah.
Like they're probably gonna butcher it.
So what are we saying? Is this
Wait.
worse than Emoji Movie?
Probably not. It's tough to beat that. We
I
went to
just
that
think it'll be
opening
pretty
night.
bare bones.
Were they
No.
all
Were
on
you
that?
Were you there for that?
I was
You
not.
were young, dude. That was a good high school.
I was probably
story.
14, dude.
You had those boxers in your car.
No, in Thomas's car for a
Thomas's car?
minute. All of high school. All
That
of
was in the
junior,
bread
senior.
video. Go check out the bread video.
Bread, room 2. Shout out,
Is that
no
even-
free shout
that's
outs though.
listed, right?
What?
You like unlisted it, but you relisted it
The bread video.
on room 2. Shout out
Yeah,
room
it
2.
should be.
We really want to do just like a podcast in room 2. So if y'all are room 2 fans, let us know. We have a shitload of fun, and Cam needs to get behind these two, and Thomas and Ben and Noah and everyone.
And I'd love to be a normal
Who?
face
Seth
too.
Rogen.
It's fun.
I was
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
And then Jack Black is Bowser, right?
Whoa!
Like, no, it's crazy. It's fucking. They got a list. It's a cast list,
Like,
bro.
I just love that. Like we
This
live
is-
in a world now where we will watch Donkey Kong, and then here's Seth Rogen's like,
For real.
This is like a high budget film.
I guess.
yeah.
For sure.
Damn.
Another casting. Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
So
excited.
interesting.
I guess we'll see that $5 Tuesday.
For sure, and that'll be when does it come out? Holiday 2022, folks.
So we got
See-
about a year and 3 months. I'm excited. Wow.
Wow, I'm so excited.
I'll put
for
a
that.
countdown on my Instagram story.
Okay. And then every week post it.
For sure. Just so people know.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm definitely more excited than that for this Northwestern game, for sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, Northwestern. That's happening.
That is
Wow,
happening.
I'm so excited.
We are very excited.
I won't be able to be there. Are you guys going?
No.
No.
We'll be right near though. We'll be
I
hearing
was
the
gonna say-
fireworks before we hear the touchdowns. That's how it goes. Cam's gonna hear with his fucking eagle eyes.
I think I'm going. I think I'm gonna actually go to the Ohio State game. I think it's November 6th.
Sure.
It might be the week before that,
We could
October
upset
30th.
'em.
But either way, I think that's the game I'm going to.
Bro, if you're in Lincoln, pull up for another stock talk.
For sure, I'd love to.
Okay.
I'm having a blast.
For sure. Anything else you want to touch on, boys? Andy, this has been super fucking fun.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
It's been a great.
Very thankful
We
for
might
the
have to have you on
invitation.
more.
I would love it.
Hell yeah.
It's a quick drive for me. 30 minutes, maybe.
Especially, going the speed limit on the interstate.
Yeah, you go the speed limit, and it just
Aw.
does wonders.
We definitely do.
For sure.
So yeah, this has been super fun. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Curry, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm excited for Northwestern. Should be a good game. Andy's been great, my guy.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I'm excited for Northwestern as well. I'm feeling the Husker spirit in the air.
For sure. We're
Really
coming
am.
around,
It's
boys.
there. It's definitely there.
We're starting to get a lot better, and this team knows it. So
Yeah.
The tide is about to turn,
for sure.
and I'm so excited for it.
Definitely. So yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. We will see y'all next time. With that being said, go Big Red, baby.
Go Big Red.
See you later.
All right.
That was good.
That was a gas.